A common question I get from attorneys, paralegals, legal assistants, and staff when using NetDocuments is what is the easiest way to import and export documents when using the program. I'm going to show you today how to do that in a couple of different ways that can be super beneficial to you. As you notice, I'm on the home screen right now. And on my home screen I have Alexander Robert in my workspace. You'll notice the top bar stays persistent as I navigate between different screens. And on this top bar I have an add button. When clicking that, the top option is upload. When I select upload, I get a dialog box that appears to upload documents as well as select documents. I'm going to choose this document here and say open. It then appears in my upload box. If I select inadvertently the wrong document, I can click on this trash to remove it. I can select more documents and go to different locations and navigate through my Windows File Explorer to do that. Then I choose my destination. I can choose my cabinet and also my workspace. In this case, I want to put these documents into the Client Documents folder. I can then also see that I have a move or copy option if I'd like to remove them from my computer as I'm copying at the same time. When clicking OK, it begins the import process. It's important to note that you don't want to have too many documents on this list, maybe 10 to 15 depending on their size, but this can take a long time and sometimes freeze when uploading too many documents. I'll show you in just a minute how to do mass documents in a much better way. So this drops me then into this location where I can see this document that I've uploaded. And I can navigate back and forth, and this document then is there. Let's take a quick look now at dragging and dropping. If I hover this over to this side of my screen now and choose my File Explorer, and let's take a look at perhaps a document that I would want to move over here. If I just try to drag and drop this, really nothing's going to happen. Let go, there's no place to drop it over here. But if I choose a location, any one of these will do. In this case, I'm going to choose Client Documents, and I'm going to drag this, and I'm going to drop it right here. You can see I have a Drop Files Here option. When I let go of the file, it's moving it in. Now, one thing to understand here is that I cannot drag folders, just documents. So I can get multiples here at the same time. It'll also profile these documents as I'm moving them in and drop them into that location. So let's look at the third option now of importing documents, and that is to use the NDOffice application. The NDOffice application has a lot of functionality, but one of these functions is the upload box down here at the bottom. If you don't see this, you need to upload or upgrade your NDOffice application. So now I'm going to click on Folders. I'm going to get a dialog box here and go to my Downloads, and I'm going to look at Alexander's Financials. So when I say OK, it's going to say, oh, you have an error in this folder. Let's see what that error is. Well, one of these folders is empty. I'm going to exclude this folder because I can only import folders that have actual documents in the folders. And then I'm going to select the destination. I'm going to choose the same destination that I chose before, Recent Workspaces, Robert Alexander, and Client Documents. All my profile values are filled out here. When I say select, upload, it then creates the folder structure and drops in all the documents in this structure into my folders. When I click finish, navigate back and refresh, then I can see that I have Alexander's Financials dropped into their folder structure. Now, one of the other unseen advantages to this is if you have a huge long folder structure that needs to take hours to accomplish, you can just put this to work and have it bake while you're working on other things in the program, and it will do that. So these are the three ways that we have imported documents into NetDocs. Let's talk about exporting now. So if I go in here and just take a look at my documents, I can download a single document simply by right-clicking on it and saying download. This will open up a dialog box and download just that document. Let's say I have multiple documents that I'd like to download. I can right-click both of those and say download. It's going to zip these documents and download them to my downloads folder as well. Super handy and convenient. But let's say there's a folder structure that I'd like to download. I want to download maybe this entire Alexander's Financials folder. Well, I can right-click that. I need to select it first and then click the arrow, and then I have an export option here. Now this export option gives me a few different options. Files and metadata, metadata only, and apply to official versions only, add a password to this zip file. I'm going to choose this and say export. This also happens in the background, so NetDocuments is busy at work looking at all of this file structure, consolidating this into a zip file. When it's done, it's going to send me an email that says your email has been exported. Now this is using a new feature that NetDocuments has set up for us, and it's called ND Web Export. You have to set this up on the cabinet level as an administrator and determine where you'd like these files to go, because obviously it's not telling us. They didn't go to the download. They're not anywhere that I can see. Well, the administrator will give you a location that you can go to, and I have chosen to create an export folder for this cabinet where this workspace is housed, and this has created this folder for me called Demo User, which is my login, and Alexander's Financials, and this is the export zip file that contains all of those documents that I've exported. I can choose to download this, or I can put this in a CollabSpace and share it with someone so that they can securely download this. Great functionality here that allows me to export this without installing any additional application or program. Hopefully this has been helpful for you today in understanding how to best import and export documents from NetDocs.